This is a unique project. Just tell me why it is so special.
This is an important housing-led regeneration project. We're normally a housing provider, but this project will be a community resource centre that will provide a range of services to the community, including a creche, an education centre, a boxing club, and more importantly, it'll be a cross-community facility.
You do get a real feeling of isolation being just bobbed about in the water here.
You don't get much better than driving one of these.
If I'm not feeding the cattle, I'm feeding the sheep. If I'm not feeding the sheep, I'm feeding the cattle, and it's the same every day. I'm going to soon quit the whole game. It's robbing me. I'm robbed. You know, I should have done more with my life, for I'm always dreaming about things I should have done.
One of Derek's dreams is about to become his worst nightmare.
You were the real same time.
This is the story of us, the story of you and your BBC, and how we connect. Through music, events, programmes,
You've got a sample of Paisley's, please, Birdman.
Our region-wide network of journalists provide comprehensive coverage of the stories affecting everyday life.
Those who are dead are not dead, they're just living in my head. And since I fell for that spell, I am living there as well. Oh, time is so short, and I'm sure there must be something more.
Young and old, Catholic and Protestant, Irish, English and Spanish, the real IRA car bomb inflicted a level of death and suffering never seen before in Northern Ireland's troubles. Doctors first thought Stephen wouldn't survive. He had suffered serious internal and shoulder injuries. He was to undergo more than 12 operations.
I can remember waking up from probably one of my main operations with the shoulder, and it was very painful.
At that time I just thought really that I had sort of dust and dirt in my eyes and that my nose was bleeding, and suppose I didn't realise the severity of my injuries.
Claire had suffered a major trauma to her head. A piece of shrapnel was lodged in her face.
Are you glad you moved up here?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I just feel at ease, you know, really do feel quite peaceful.
Yeah. Paddy likes it up here too. He's watching everything there anyhow, so he is.
He really is
So
looking
curious.
for this cat.
He is indeed.
Well, Philip, it's our home now, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I'm glad it's home. And I'm glad
So
you came, so I did.
I really do feel happy here, so I do.
I know you do.
And, you know, my confidence, I know, has come on, and
It has come on like a lot
I feel
brighter.
safe, you know, and I think that was the most important thing, because I started just to, you know, I didn't feel safe in my old home.
I know you did.
Helm Housing built the building, and they are landlords. They offer the landlord function for the building, and they provide the tenancy to tenants, where the Belfast Trust provide the care and support to the tenants over a 24-hour period. They have staff on site and they manage the day-to-day running of the service.
I think Hemsworth Court is a wonderful example of partnership working, where Helm Housing brings state-of-the-art facility, Belfast Trust brings their model of care, and together we provide best-in-class supported housing to enable independent living. It's a wonderful facility, and I'd have no qualms and concerns about a member of my family living there.
Since devolution in the UK, the FSB in Northern Ireland has worked to get right to the heart of the political system, to make sure the voice of its members is clearly heard. The Federation represents 7,500 members here, and almost all the legislation that affects them, except taxation, is made at Stormont. The FSB is pivotal here, giving evidence to committees, briefing elected members, staging and sponsoring events. We bring together politicians and business people to ensure that the elected members who make the laws fully understand the challenges facing businesses today.
Look at that there.
Oh, no. Please tell me that's dog poo.
Well, it's here. You wouldn't know around here.
Oh, seriously?
The bags are even ripped and all, and this is what we're up against, like.
Well, tell you, it's a big dog that's done that. I wouldn't like to bump into that dog.
On the last stage of her journey from Ireland, Amy Carmichael travelled in a vehicle like this, a bullock cart. And I can assure you it is not first class. The vehicle isn't sprung at all, and the road would have been a track like this, full of potholes. So Amy would have had a very bumpy ride. She arrived wearing a solar topi like this to protect her from the sun. And all the villagers thought she was a Tsar, until to their utter amazement, they discovered she was wearing a sari.
This is how Amy went from village to village with her Indian converts, a band of evangelizing women who became known locally as the Starry Cluster.
It's a hard and dangerous job hauling lobster pots alone on the edge of the Atlantic. Francis Day's family have been fishing here for generations.
It's always dangerous, especially in a little boat like this, only 19 feet, and on your own as well, because at the moment it's very hard to pay a crew member. Do you know what I mean? The price of lobsters are bad. They're scarce now. The place is nearly overfished. But as soon as you leave the harbour, you're taking a risk right away. Every day is a risk.
Good morning again, Clifton Coast Yard. We're on route from Cleggan to Nishbottom.
For skipper Pat Concannon, this is an easy trip, but he knows the RNLI crews can be counted on in an emergency. Today, Pat's helping the Clifton RNLI crews test their emergency response. It's all about being ready if the need arises.
Station. Okay, Victoria, just going to put this onto you. Now, if you just hold it there,
Exercise over, it's then back on standby.